Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. The battle lines are drawn in Bihar. On one side is the ruling NDA relentlessly reminding voters of the dark years of Jungle Raj under previous regimes. And on the other side is the challenger Tejasvi Yadav and the Mahagatbandhan, who today attempted to flip the script, presenting themselves as the forces of meaningful change, rejecting the quote outsider alternative. But the NDA's Jungle Raj narrative remains potent. It taps into collective memory of Bihar and a fear recall, a reminder that returning to the opposition equals a return to chaos. The narrative war doesn't end here. Both camps are also rushing to invoke icons of Bihar. Prime Minister Modi kickstarted his Bihar campaign from Karpuri today and lambasted the opposition for trying to appropriate his legacy. This is an attack on the Congress party for trying to project Rahul Gandhi as the new leader of the public, as the new Jan Nayak. But will that message work, given that Rahul has been by and large missing from action on ground since the voter Adhikar rally? Speaking of Rahul, the Congress MP paid tribute to the long-forgotten and sidelined party president Sitaram Kesari today. This rare act brought out into focus even more the attacks of how his family had treated Kesari in life and in death. With the political temperatures rising, the question is, whose way will Bihar really swing? We'll take that up with our guest joining us in just a bit. But first up, let's get you the Prime Minister's big attacks on the opposition today in Bihar. In multiple rallies, the Prime Minister focused on certain key aspects. One, Modi accused the opposition alliance, the Mahagatbandhan, of not being a true coalition, but a Lathbandhan, a coalition of criminals. He mentioned how leaders within the alliance, both in Delhi and in Bihar, are out on bail. He also warned that a vote for the Mahagatbandhan would bring back the era of Jungle Raj and urged elders of the community to educate the youth about the atrocities of that time, particularly referring to the RJD's rule under Lalu Prasad Yadav, stating that people will not forget it for another 100 years. And this is something other BJP leaders have been reiterating on ground. Now, the Prime Minister also mentioned how songs glorifying caste violence and lawlessness are being used in campaign on ground, a reminder of the political climate that used to prevail particularly under Tejasvi Yadav's father Lalu Prasad Yadav's reign. He attacked the opposition on its hypocrisy on Karpuri Thakur, of how Congress has earlier vilified him, brought down his government, suggesting that the opposition's current support for this icon's legacy is disingenuous. And finally, attack on dynastic politics, which is something right in the BJP's playbook, alleging that the opposition betrayed their own communities by engaging in dabangai or bullying and prioritizing their own family interests. While NDA is harping on this law and order issue, Tejasvi Yadav today launched a Bahari attack on the BJP. Not the first time Prime Minister Modi or other BJP leaders have faced such attacks during election campaigning. But will it work as a counter to Jungle Raj reminder? Listen.
ये दो लोग गुजरात से आकर के बिहार चलाने का काम कर रहे हैं। बताओ सहरसा के लोगों, बिहार को बिहारी चलाएगा कि बाहरी चलाएगा? अरे बिहार को बिहारी चलाएगा कि बाहरी चलाएगा?
एक तरफ एनडीए है, ये सूझबूझ से भरा हुआ नेतृत्व है, वहीं दूसरी तरफ लाठियां भाज रहा महागठबंधन है.
Now, there is no doubt that Jungle Raj reminder remains the biggest poll plan for the BJP, even though it's been a while since RJD was in power on its own or the Lalu family was running the reins. Now, why does this work so much still? Because it revives memories of the 1990s, alleged crime, kidnappings and fear under RJD rule. It reinforces NDA as the only coalition option that can bring order and with it infrastructure development and business. It helps counter polarized non-Yadav OBCs, EBCs, Dalits and forward castes who once felt sidelined. They were victims of the lawlessness that prevailed. It also resonates with urban voters today, traders who still fear that lawlessness returning. Remember, business community was a big target during those days. It also strengthens Nitish Kumar as the able administrator without bias, while cutting out factors like anti-incumbency and unemployment, which could work in the favor of the opposition. So, the big debate today, will the Bahari counter, not for the first time, that has been used against the BJP, will it work against the Jungle Raj reminder? Will this work for the Gathbandhan? That's coming up.
क्योंकि 20-20 साल तक ये लालू राबड़ी के जंगल राज को इस सिवान की भूमि ने सहा।
लालू प्रसाद यादव जी का ये पूरा देश और दुनिया जानता है कि लालू प्रसाद जी का शासनकाल जो था गरीब पिछड़ा दलित के लिए है ना सोनेरा काल था।
जब इतनी लाइट है, हर एक के हाथ में लाइट है, तो लालटेन चाहिए क्या?
Let's go across to our guest joining us, Guru Prakash Paswan, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Ishan Tyagi of the Congress, Kailash Adhikari, political analyst, and Ashutosh Mishra, senior journalist, also with us. I want to begin with Guru Prakash Paswan. The Bahari attack, not the first time that the BJP has faced. Do you think this could be an Achilles heel of sorts for the BJP?
No, Shivani, absolutely not. I think there is a counter question. There is a curiosity in the minds of the people of Bihar. Who is Mr. Sanjay Yadav? Who is Mr. Sanjay Yadav, the Rajya Sabha member of parliament from the Rashtriya Janata Dal, who is calling the shots in the Rashtriya Janata Dal? He is deciding all the tickets. In fact, it was not the Bharatiya Janata Party, but the Rashtriya Janata Dal cadre, the Rashtriya Janata Dal leaders themselves, who have alleged that Mr. Sanjay Yadav, they have taken his name, that Mr. Sanjay Yadav is charging 2.7 crore for a symbol, 2.7 crore for a ticket. And that is the reason the average Karyakarta and average worker of the Rashtriya Janata Dal is being denied. Who is Mr. Premchand Gupta? If you look at the statistical data of people who have been nominated to Rajya Sabha from Rashtriya Janata Dal from Bihar, Mr. Ram Jethmalani, was he from Bihar? So we have to understand that this argument does not work. Point number one. Point number two, Shivani, I was listening to your observation. Said that only traders will be impacted. I'm sorry. It is not only the traders. If you look at the data, if you look at the history of massacres that happened during Lalu Yadav, you have to understand, it was the Dalit women who bore the brunt. The Lakshmar Bathe massacre, 58 Dalit women were killed. They were brutally killed. 58 Dalit women and kids, Dalit children were killed by the Rashtriya Janata Dal.
No, sorry, Guru, I'm
So it is
losing
not
your...
only the traders.
No, I'm losing your audio a little bit. Your link is not very clear. But I did not suggest that it is only the trader community or the business community. I said business community were one of the targets during those days, which is why businesses left Bihar and development couldn't take off. Not to suggest that only business people were the targets. Yes.
No. I heard it when you said that traders would be scared by Jungle Raj. The only point which I was trying to make is that the Jungle Raj fear is still fresh in the minds of the people of Bihar. As an average Bihari who grew in Bihar, Shwani, during the 90s, we very well remember. And why is it fresh in our memories? You have to understand that the first symbol, first ticket Rashtriya Janata to the son of Mr. Shahabuddin, a declared criminal whose crime is of proportion. You have to understand, he was given the first ticket. So these sort of concerns or fear, these are legitimate. The people of Bihar have lived it. Anyone who is of 25 years and elder in Bihar, if you speak to him, if you interact with him, you would by the pains of the Jungle Raj. And today, after 2005, you look at the data, and average data, gross enrollment ratio, murder, is that on substantially. Mr. Nitish Kumar, when he came, he said that he will never compromise on 3 C's: crime, corruption, communism. absolutely no doubt in the mind of average Bihari that this is going to work. Rashtriya Janata
Okay, I'm losing your audio, unfortunately, Guru Prakash. We'll see if we can sort that out. But let me take this to Ishan Tyagi of the Congress party as well. It seems a little unimaginative, Ishan, when the only attack that opposition coalitions or opposition parties, those opposed to the BJP, can bring against Modi Shah combined, or the top two of the BJP, that, you know, these are men who came from Gujarat, they're trying to run Bihar, or as was alleged, they're trying to take over in Bengal. Does this Bahari attack work at all? I mean, there's no proof.
A picture of a person. His name is Anand Singh, and he's a strong man. He's a Don, and he is called Chote Sarkar in Bihar. And which party he's contesting from? Do you know about him? Can you tell your viewers that which party is he contesting from? He's contesting from Janata Dal United, which is Nitish Kumar's party, which is in the government. So our friend Guru Prakash Paswan should first look into his own list of candidates, the alliance candidates, and then speak of giving tickets to someone from a criminal background, first of all. Now coming to Prime Minister Modi's visit today. Let me start by saying, Shivani, that Prime Minister Modi is almost there for 48 hours and Amit Shah is going to be there for 48 hours. Let me remind you of a few promises that were made to the people of Bihar, the youth of Bihar, the women of Bihar, and the common citizen of Bihar, which were not fulfilled by PM Modi and Nitish Kumar in the last 10-12 years. Let me start by first giving a special status to Bihar. PM Modi himself promised in 2014 that a special status will be given to Bihar, but he has been running the government for last 11 years. He's a third-time prime minister, and a special status to Bihar has not been given yet. Then he promised that the University of Patna will get a status of a central university. We know how central universities get a special fund from the central government. That did not happen as well. So that shows how committed PM Modi and Mr. Nitish Kumar are towards the Biharis. Then let me tell you another promise which PM Modi himself made in 2014, that he promised in Motihari that he will revive the sugar mill of Motihari. But then, and said that he'll have a cup of tea made from that. The sugar will come from that Motihari sugar mill. I don't know whether Motihari sugar mill has even started or not.
Why the Bahari attack? If all of these were issues against the current incumbent government, why do you need to use the outsider jibe?
No, we are raising these issues as well. Let me tell you why. So, what's happening in Bihar is that if a business, if someone from, maybe you can say FDI, and if a business wants to invest in India, or say in a certain place, all those factories, all those industries are definitely going to Gujarat. That's for a fact. I hail from Uttar Pradesh. We're getting a list of FDI in Uttar Pradesh as well. And leave alone Bihar. Bihar is not even getting single industries in last 10, 11 years. Did not get any major industry in 10, 11 years. So PM Modi should have, took out his own report card, and he should have shared his own results. But that did not happen because PM Modi has a habit of living in the past. He lives off fear, a politics of fear. He inflicts fear in the voters that the Jungle Raj would return. And our friend Guru Paswan was saying that it is still alive in the Biharis. The fear of Jungle Raj is still alive. Why is it still alive? For the last 20 years, you are in power. The NDA has been in power. Why is the fear of Jungle Raj still alive?
Let me take that to Kailash Adhikari.
Let me quote one other thing. You know, the Chhath festival is coming soon, I think on 27th or 28th. Why is there a requirement of thousands of trains from different parts of India, which are going to Bihar and to and from Bihar? Because
Biharis have to work outside of the state. I understand.
They are living outside
no,
of the state
fair point. So let me
years.
take that to Kailash Adhikari. Is it fair to keep harping on the Jungle Raj of at least 20 years ago, when you've been in power for a decade or more? Shouldn't you be fighting on the memory of your good governance rather than the bad governance of RJD allegedly?
So Shivani, 2 points. while the BJP in its campaign and the NDA in its campaign is definitely talking about the kind of development that they have done in Bihar in the past 20 years, but naturally they will talk about the Jungle Raj which was prevalent prior to 2005. Because the BJP-led NDA has been in majority of the power in the last 20 years, barring a few years in between, you can call it a discrepancy. But if they talk about their own development, naturally, as a scorching attack on the opposition, they will talk about their failures. And the biggest failure of the RJD-led government prior to 2005 was the Jungle Raj. And as a reason of fact, as my friend was saying on the particular panel, that Bihar had never any kind of industries and Gujarat gets all the cream. That is also because of the fact that what kind of history is one state bringing into. Gujarat always brought, since 2002, Gujarat always brought development and peace and ease of doing business for the investors. What has Bihar got prior to 2005? And after 2005, I've personally been to Patna several times, and also when I was a part of a government body which was looking after Bihar, I was personally there in the capacity of being a government officer, Shivani. See the kind of progress that Bihar has got over so much period of time. So that is one. Secondly, on the fact that the opposition and Mr. Tejasvi Yadav is trying to attack the BJP-led NDA government, who is in power since the past 20 years, that now will you allow a Bahari to lead the government? Sorry, but I wish to say that neither the Honorable Prime Minister, neither the Honorable Home Minister ever said that there will be a Bahari leading the BJP-led NDA government there. The sons of the soil who are from the Bharatiya Janata Party or the JDU, they will lead the state of Bihar, as Mr. Nitish Kumar has been ably doing since the past 20 years, along with the support and the able guidance and governance of the Bharatiya Janata Party in an alliance. So where does the Bahari attack stand and where does it come from? A. And B, why wouldn't they talk about the Jungle Raj? Because it was prevalent prior to 2005. While BJP is asking for votes or for the mandate of the people on their good governance in the past 20 years, whereas Jungle Raj has come down to a near zilch. So why wouldn't they try
they? Okay.
Because RJD's part of governance was only Jungle Raj.
And this attack will only get more, Ashutosh Mishra, because now Tejasvi is the announced chosen choice as the chief ministerial face. So while these attacks were coming earlier as well, now it will be just focused on not just the graft charges against Tejasvi himself, not just his family. He's embroiled in several corruption cases, and what happened under his family. In fact, the Prime Minister today pointed out how caste violence, just overall lawlessness, violence is being talked about in some of the campaigning songs on ground. That just gives you an idea of what mentality certain parties are trying to promote. It is still the mentality of kidnapping and loot and shooting people at gunpoint.
So why Modi has to talk about Jungle Raj is because the SCRB, the Bihar SCRB, State Criminal Records Bureau itself has pointed out that crime in Bihar between 2015 and 2024 has risen at the rate of 80.3%, which is like more than 3 times the national average, which is 23 point something %. So that's why they will have to speak about Jungle Raj of Lalu Yadav, because in Nitish Kumar's reign, we have, you were speaking about traders. Let's remember how BJP's own Khemka was killed in Patna this July. Let's not forget that. Why? I was hearing Mr. Adhikari speak about the progress that Bihar has made. Modi government's own NITI Aayog SDG index places Bihar at the bottom, whether it be of poverty, hunger, quality of education and employment. The same we are talking about the Nitish Kumar government. It was pulled up by the Supreme Court when the bridges were falling. We all remember how many bridges fell between 2024 and 2025. The concerned officials were removed, and then as soon as the public furor died down, they were reinstated. So Supreme Court had picked up. So this corruption and criminalization, which we speak about, which Narendra Modi tries to show has gone away, still exists. And that's why they cannot talk about good governance, because there never has been good governance.
No, but can you deny that Bihar is better off today than it was till 2005? I don't think that's quite a denial that anybody on ground can make, Ashutosh Mishra.
NITI Aayog is saying it's still the worst.
No, so, it's obviously not doing great.
I'm talking about if 20 years is not enough to bring it up, you cannot have your lifetime sticking to power and saying, let me be there. You are not the Queen of England who will be there who cannot be replaced.
Okay, let Guru Prakash respond to that. What have they done to still talk about Jungle Raj? But I do want to ask you, Ashutosh Mishra, this whole Jungle Raj, issue. The fact is, you talk to an average Bihari, this is still very much ingrained in their minds, maybe because of just how bad it was and how much institutional support criminality had under Lalu Prasad Yadav, how these songs are still being sung in campaign material even today. So, yes, you haven't been able to eradicate it, but you cannot argue that this is, as I asked at the top of the show, this is the Achilles heel of Tejashwi Yadav. How is he ever going to live down the legacy of what happened then?
So if you talk to the same Biharis, they will talk about liquor mafia, how those in liquor mafia, despite it being a dry state, have prospered, while the common Bihari today does not have jobs and has to go outside Bihar to work.
Okay.
So this is the same Bihari. The same Bihari will tell you
okay,
that
how
because
long,
the men
Guru Prakash, will you trap Biharis in fear of what happened? Why haven't you delivered enough? Why is it that Bihar is still struggling on all indices of development? And why is it that Biharis still have to mostly work outside of the state?
Shivani, let me apologize for the bad internet connection previously, but now hopefully it will work.
Sure.
I was patiently listening to all the observations of my fellow panelists, but we have to understand a couple of things first. The fact is established through one thing, that the first symbol the Rashtriya Janata Dal gave to was son of an Apradhi, was son who coined the word Bahubali, was the son of a person who personified the idea of crime, Mr. Shahabuddin. So Mr. Shahabuddin's son, Osama, was given the first symbol. We did not know that Osama and Shahabuddin's family had access to the bedroom of Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav.
No, but
point
Guru,
number one.
but Guru, one second. You made that point earlier. If you look at statistics, those with criminal cases against them, the percentages are equally bad for all parties in Bihar.
Shivani, if you have any more question, if you can just let me speak unrestricted
go
because
ahead,
of very bad connection. Sorry. Yeah. Yes, Shivani, we have to understand. And I was listening to the argument on liquor ban as well. I think this is what happens when you selectively look at the data. The data from the National Family Health Survey, it says that the domestic violence has gone down 80% after the prohibition. The data from the SHG network, more than 1.4 CR Asha Didis, Jivika Didis. Bihar is the state to give the first time affirmative action policies for women in the local self-government. Bihar today is the state with the highest women workforce in the police administration in the entire country. Bihar is the first state to ensure 35% reservation for women in the jobs as well. So we have to understand, if you visit Bihar, only then you will realize there is IIT in Patna, there is IIM in Bodh Gaya, there are 2 All India Institute of Medical Sciences, there is a Darbhanga airport, there is a Purnia airport, there is a new terminal of Patna airport, there are 20 Vande Bharat trains. There is an infrastructural boom in Bihar. Today from Patna you can reach anywhere, any remotest corner in Bihar and come back the same day. Was it possible during Mr. Lalu Yadav's tenure?
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
You speak last 20 seconds. Look at the basic indices you were talking about from Niti Aayog. This is what happens when you selectively look at the data. The IMR data, the MMR data. Before 2005, the institutional deliveries was less than 20. Now the institutional delivery is more than 80. During Mr. Lalu Yadav regime, more than 75% of Biharis lived below the poverty line. Today, the figure is less than 25%. So this is what happens when you selectively look at the data.
It hasn't changed overnight, and it cannot. No, it cannot change overnight. Bihar was, as they used to say, a Bimaru state. It cannot obviously change overnight, and maybe not even in 20, 30 years. But Ishan, the point is just this. It boils down to this. Will the public be convinced that Tejashwi-led government, a RJD Congress-led government is going to be the solution or the alternative? It all boils down to that.
Well, definitely, Shivani. Because Guru Prakash Paswan quoted a lot of things. Let me quote the facts about the state of education in Bihar, because of which a lot of youngsters from Bihar are going outside for last 20 years. And there's no hiding the fact. Let me tell you by first quoting the center's data. The Unified District Information System for Education says that there are 94,686 schools in Bihar. But the Bihar state's agency, which is Information and Public Relations Department, says that there are 75,812 schools, approximately 19,000 schools less than what the center is saying. That is how data is being maintained in Bihar. Now, coming to the next fact, the schools which have only one teacher are 2,637 schools which just have one teacher. Now you see how many students that one teacher must be teaching. Now coming to the schools which have no electricity, and this is all government data. This is not my data. This is not fabricated data. The schools which have no electricity are around 20,500 schools, and the schools which do not have a toilet facility for girl children are around 5,541 schools. That is the level of education that we are giving to the children of
Okay.
Bihar. When it comes to college education, what happens is a student goes to the college, he prepares for entrance exams, and he does all the hard work. And what happens? The paper gets leaked. Be it the BPSC paper, be it the NEET paper, be it other entrance exams. So Bihar has become an epicenter of paper leaks, epicenter of joblessness, epicenter
And-
of growing price rises,
And-
and epicenter of crime.
Okay, and is it because of this, Kailash, that the NDA keeps talking about Jungle Raj? Is it because of this anti-incumbency, or let's say not being able to deliver at the scale at which the expectation was to deliver in Bihar? Very quickly, Kailash.
No, this is just the narrative of what the opposition is trying to paint. This might not be the reality on the ground, that this is because of the fact that they are talking about Jungle Raj. So the people are thinking that you're not able to deliver. This is just a theory which is shelled out by the opposition. This may not be the reality amongst the people at all, Shivani. I mean, we are just coming to a conclusion which cannot be not at all true.
So, no, the question is, has the NDA government, has even Nitish Babu, the Sushashan Babu, delivered on what the image was and what the promises were?
And Shivani, if it was Sushashan Babu,
I think the question was directed to me.
Why is BJP shying away from announcing him as their chief minister?
Okay, let him respond. Let him respond. I have limited time. Kailash, yes.
Shivani, since this question was directed to me, we are living in a democracy which is of the people, for the people, by the people. If Nitish Babu did not have that kind of image, or if the opposition feels that he has not delivered, he is the chief minister since past 20 years. In a democracy, Shivani, to be the chief minister of a particular state, to lead that state with good governance for the past 20 years, which is roughly about 4 mandates, is not a joke.
Yes, and for all sides. He's actually had led governments from all sides.
People will vote. Okay. If you are questioning his 20 years rule, that means you are questioning the people of Bihar.
Okay. I have limited time. Ishanji, with limited time, I just have a 30 seconds for Ashutoshji. You raised your finger. What do you think is the biggest calling card for the Mahagatbandhan, Ashutoshji? Very simply.
So it's very simple. Last time also it was Tejasvi Yadav versus Narendra Modi, and this time also it's going to be Tejasvi versus Narendra Modi, because Nitish Kumar was rejected by the people of Bihar. If you see, he has I think 40 odd seats. That's it, and he has been riding on the back of BJP in Lok Sabha. Also, compared to 2019, the Mahagatbandhan did much better in 2024, and even now, Modi, if you see in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, has been reduced to 242 seats. He is not a prime minister on his own. The people of India did not give him a majority to rule as the prime minister. So that way, Nitish Kumar and Narendra Modi, both of them have been rejected for their so-called good governance.
All right, Guru, I only have 10 seconds, please. 10 seconds just to respond to that PM attack. Yes.
If I think 240 is a verdict for rejection, then the UPA government had 135 in 2004.
Congress
206.
Had, yes.
206 in 2009. So I think I did not speak, sir. Sir, I can shout over you, sir. I can shout over you, sir, but that is not the way, sir. Sir, this is the 50th.
Guru, please, very quickly.
Sir, you are a sympathizer of Congress, and this is the 50th year of emergency. We understand, sir. But let people speak, sir. Let people speak, sir. You don't bat for Congress.
I don't have time.
Sir.
Only Guru, please.
No, you have to understand, sir. 242 after 40 years, Shivani. After 40 years, the government has come for the third time continuously.
Right.
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we have to realize, represents the aspirations of 1.4 billion
We'll
Indians.
see. These elections would be the test of that one more time. It is definitely being fought on the mandate that Narendra Modi asks in his personal name and legacy as well. I do thank our guests for joining us. Now, this Bihar election is also the first one since one of the state's icons, Karpuri Thakur, was accorded the Bharat Ratna by the Modi government in 2024. Not a surprise then that there is a clamour to appropriate his legacy as a leader of the most marginalized this election. Karpuri Thakur, a leader from the Nai caste among the extreme